Welcome back, everybody. We are moving on into episode 68. We are still on Gleba, but hopefully for not too much longer. I think we're beginning to wrap up this planet and we'll hopefully be getting off soon. And I am looking forward to that because there are plenty of chores that I plan to do on the other planets. A lot of things I have to clean up or improve. In particular, Vulcanus is not looking so good. You'll see I've got a bit of a bad brownout right now. I did try to remote in some fixes. I plopped down some solar panels and accumulators, and it is just not producing enough energy to feed the calcite in to kind of kick off the steam and so on. So that's beyond what I can fix remotely, I think. So I'll have to come back here at some point soon as we can get off of Gleba. And there's some miscellaneous chores that I want to clean up over at Navius and Fulgora and things like that. But first, we have plenty of things to still do on Gleba before we can get off of the planet. In particular, we have to start with blue circuits, which I'm planning on placing down here. But I do need to get sulfuric acid made first. I already have sulfur getting produced in my Gleba sushi bus thingy, whatever you want to call that. I did originally have splitters over here diverting the sulfur from the looping sushi stuff, but I noticed that when the belts didn't have anywhere for the split off sulfur to go, it was causing cloggage of all of the other products. So I took off the splitters, so I need to add those back as soon as we have some place for this to output into, which we will have shortly. I do need to get some chemical plants though, and I think we can just plop them down here. Let's do something like this maybe, and we'll have to join up the iron plate with the sulfur. So let's do a couple of these. 4 seems good. And then we'll output into a tank. Oh, and I'm out of pipes. I'm going to have to make those by hand. That's another thing I want to do is end up making a mall here. I was kind of hemming and hawing over it a couple episodes ago whether to do it or not. But now that I feel like I have a better influx of my products, I think we might be able to afford a little mall. This becomes sulfuric acid. There we go. We'll give that power there. A tank. Let's just do here. Oh, and we'll need water. I forgot about that. Okay. Let's keep crafting those in my pocket since I'm going to need a ton. Water. We will just bring it like this. Whoops. And then join that up with pipes like this. There we go. And then where is my nearest water? Right here. There we go. Okay. Now we can continue this along like so. And snake this around. There we go. We now have water, so we just need the iron plate and inserters. Here's inserters there, there, and there. More power. There you go. So we'll just connect up the iron plate, I guess. We can just split it off right there. And I guess I'm doing red belt, which is fine. There we go. That should be sulfuric acid made. Speaking of that bot mall, let's go ahead and plop that down as well before I forget. I'm going to stick with what I basically made over at Fulgora, and then I think everything else that is Gleba specific is already getting made in the sushi thingy there. I think we can just plop it down there. And I think everything is in bot coverage, so this will just get to work eventually. But that will be nice to have. Okay, so back to, now that I have acid getting produced very slowly, I need to split off the sulfur before I forget. Although, I do have a ton of sulfur in my storage because I, at some point, had the sulfur going into an active provider box because I was getting so much cloggage. So we can get rid of, no, actually I do want to keep that. So that way, I want to keep this going into an active provider box So that way, if I do get any backup of sulfur because like the factory's turned off or something like that, then it doesn't clog the rest of the belts here. Let me pop that down first and we'll add in the filter and then I'll place it back. There we go. Let's change the direction on the filter and move that there. And then we'll do a similar thing, but change the side of the filter there. Now copy that. And great. So since I do have so much though in my storage, let me place that there. In fact, maybe I'm going to just turn that off for now so that we can get rid of the stuff in storage instead of using the stuff coming from the bus. Although then it will get clogged. Ugh, okay. Whatever. We'll hook this in and we'll just request sulfur anyway. We'll request, I have like, I think a couple thousand, so we'll request 1,000 for now. Yep, I have 8.3 thousand in the system, so definitely need to get rid of that in the storage. Not a lot of sulfur is coming off of the sushi stuff for now. I think part of that is the conditions I have, which is basically not to make any if there's more than 50 or equal to 50 in the looping system. Okay, looks like I need to add in another rubber port. We can do that there. And then things are already working. I do need to pull some materials from the bus into probably a passive provider chest though, so that we can get the materials going into the bot mall now, but we will do that once we finish the bus. So let's finish what I'm doing with blue circuits. Okay, so for blue circuits, let's just place that in line with the other circuits, and we will need to branch off the red and green. Can we, let's see. I want to make sure we split it off so that can go like that, and we have a normal continuation down the line, and then that there, and then what if we just go like this and like that, and that's easy enough. So that's the green and red circuits right there. Let's move this, whoops, over so it fits more snugly like that. Let's do inserter like that. We'll need the acid, which, how do I want to do the acid? Acid we'll put on the other side, I guess. And then longhand the output. Like so. And then we'll have blue circuits have its own line. We'll continue this along like that. And then we'll need power. Let's do power like that. Pipes will come from this direction. And then we can mirror this and we can put in some modules. We'll want that, of course. Not enough room to put more beacons in the middle here, but that is okay. In fact, I don't know that I want to mirror that because, again, just like my red circuit issue, I can't imagine that we'll get a fully compressed lane of blue circuits on a blue belt. In fact, maybe I could join it up with red circuits, but I think I'll hold off because I imagine the majority of the blue circuits will be just feeding directly into the rocket silos. So I should be thinking about that. So let me connect up the pipes now. And I think the bot mall is already working because I already have 99 pipes in my pocket. Let's see. Let's continue this along. And I'll just squeeze it through where I can. I'll have to snake it around a couple things. And here should do it with that last pipe connecting it. It looks like these pipes did not quite reach. How can I fit this in? I guess I'm going to have to do some snaking around with the pipes like this. There we go. That should be all of the sulfuric acid pipes in except I need to make some room like that. There we go. Now I can just expand on this, obviously. We'll just copy this. In fact, is there any point in having undergrounds? No, not really. So we'll just tile that way. Continue the belts. Give it power. Power looks like I'm going to have to do via just normal power poles like this. Okay, now we can add in the belts. And we've got our first blue circuits. That completes all of the circuit needs on Gleba. And now I can figure out how I'm going to have the blue circuits feed into the rocket silo all the way over there. I guess we'll just have it feed through the center here, and this is kind of where I have the most room, so whoops, let's go like this, and then we can work our way up. Let's see, let's move that pipe, and we'll go up through here. There we go. We will do just a bit of a buffer box. In fact, let's just make it a literal buffer box. Like that. Uh-oh. Alarm is going off. Am I running low on power? Oh, I'm out. Uh-oh. I am out of the uranium cells. That sucks. We are about to find out whether the heating towers can keep up with my power needs, which I'm assuming they are not because my alarm is signaling. Alright, time to look at the platforms to see if I can have it go grab stuff. So this is from, where is this? This is currently at Gleba. I'm going to drop down the uranium fuel cells for me just to put a little band-aid on the power problem. And I guess we may need to send this home. So we'll send this back to Navi's, pick up some things. Actually, I don't want all of this crap. Where is this one? This is my normal, just basically poober platform that will transport all of my base building goods to start up building on other planets. This is currently also at Gleba. In fact, why don't I just use... Oh no. We'll use my cargo landing pad to request the fuel cells. We will request 10. And then put that into a little passive provider box, if I can find one. There we go. Filter that out. That will be the uranium fuel cells. And then I suppose that means we need to get rid of the empty fuel cells, so we'll need another box to put the empty ones loaded into the rocket silo. Substation there, just for power. So this will become depleted uranium fuel cells. We'll request 50, and those will go in there appropriately, hopefully. Okay, so we're getting some. They're not currently in the system. Why not? Okay. So I will have to manually place those. But then that should kickstart power again. Oh boy, that was close. Good to know that my heating towers alone are not enough to sustain my power needs, unfortunately, which is why I have the uranium stuff. But I'll have to make sure we have a consistent supply of the uranium fuel cells coming in. Back to prepping for the blue circuits, though. We'll have those go into a little box, just for buffering's sake. And then we can connect up the rest of the belts. So blue circuits will just feed, I guess, directly like this. And I'm out of underground belts. We'll have those go like that. And then, do I have any? I do. So I can drop those down for me. Good. And then I guess, oh, we'll need to hook up the lubricant into this stuff over here so we can actually build the electric engines plus the blue belt tech as well. So let's figure out how to squeeze pipes through this spaghetti mess. Oh, will that fit? No, it just barely doesn't fit. I don't think I can squeeze any pipes through this spaghetti mess. Oh no, and I'm getting some cloggage. Why do I have cloggage? Why are things breaking? Is it because... It's because of sulfur. Sulfur breaks everything. Dang it. Where is... okay, so that is giving a signal. Oh, the problem is I don't have any sulfur to pick up from there, so it's just clogging here. How do I fix this? I don't know. Placing that belt seemed to fix it temporarily. Okay, we won't worry about that since it's not currently broken, but although it might get broken soon. So because I can't squeeze the pipes through my sushi stuff, we'll squeeze it this way. I'll have to probably bring the pipes through this direction and up like this. And that can squeeze over one more, and then we can place down another rubber port like that. Good. Things are taking shape. I'm beginning to feel fairly happy with how things are turning out here on Gleba. If I can only improve a couple things, that would be good. But we've got sulfuric acid getting down to the blue circuits. We've got the blue circuits getting made, just not very quickly. Anything I can do to improve this? I can definitely add more to it, so let's do that. I'm just going to copy this, and then copy the beacons. And yeah, in fact, why did I do all that? I don't have enough red circuits to support that. And that's partly an issue because I don't have enough plastic to support the current red circuits. And I'm not going to have enough plastic because I have this limiting looping bus system. And I don't have enough bioflux. I'm having power issues. Oh my gosh. This is probably the first time the base has been truly turned on. So I'm going to have to improve power. I've now put my bot mall there, so I can't really expand power downwards. I could do something like that. Just continue on my steam turbines. Does that work? No. And you know why it doesn't work? Because I need to put in a little pipe here. That works now. So I could just do that indefinitely. In fact, do I have steam turbines getting built in the bot mall? This must be a Fulgora specific item, I'm assuming. It does not look like it. So let me fit steam turbines in here to get built. This will become steam turbines. And we'll put in that condition there. Okay. Steam turbines now getting built. We'll make this one the heat exchangers, although we need copper and pipe, and we'll change that up. And then that way we can add to the steam turbine setup eventually once I get more turbines. Let's preemptively do that. So we'll want another power pole there. That there, will that fit? It will if we do that. Okay. So this is what we will copy. So I will add, whoops, let's copy the whole thing. A couple more to the system. Whoops. We'll do like that. Although I'm off. There we go. That will work. I think. We'll add one last pipe there. In fact, we'll just pipe up everything. pipe up everything, and now I will copy this one more time. And hopefully with the addition of these steam turbines, we'll produce a little bit more power. Although part of it, are these just not hot enough? Yeah, low temperature. Why is it low temperature? Huh. Let's change the settings. If it is less than or equal to, let's see, what is it currently at? 1100 degrees. So let's do 1300. And we'll see if that makes a difference. And we'll just play with it until we fix it. All right. That will eventually get placed by different bots. Are these working? Oh, I don't have gear wheels yet getting produced. We should do that. And you can see the sad state of production. How come iron plate is not getting produced very well? Is it still a power issue? Yes. Oh boy. Let's just manually place a couple more in there. I wonder if I'm just going to need another nuclear reactor. We'll see. Time will tell. Let's start to fix things as if power is fixed, because I will need gear wheels in the mix here. Gear wheels, let's place down maybe right here. And if we need to expand low density structures in the future, I can move this. But gear wheels just take molten iron. I have molten iron conveniently nearby. Let's just do like this. We'll connect up like that. And then we'll add one more for good measure over here, like so. And then we'll hook it in like this. Let's do that there. And we'll just continue this on the bus as well. We'll add in inserters. Add in a substation here. And there we go. Now we have gear wheels. So I am going to continue this bus a little bit, and then I can start to put in the products into different passive provider boxes to feed the bot mall. Will this need to go any further? I'm not sure. But let's start to put in some different boxes for now, just to collect resources. Whoops, I probably don't need 2 of those. Oh, good. I have landfill. Passive provider boxes we'll put in now. And then we need a rubber port over here, it looks like that. And then because I don't want to bore you guys with all of the smarts I'm going to put on, I'm just going to copy this and we'll just do 1 stack per box for now. Let's get a substation though to give all of these inserters power. And there we go. Cool. So bot mall will get more of its resources, but how is power doing? Is power doing awful? Basically, with the base turned on, I don't have enough power. And it looks like the heating pipes are just not very hot. And part of it could be I just haven't had these inserters working to take the spoilage and stuff to make the heat towers work. So let's sub out this inserter with just a boiler inserter so it can kind of feed itself and then not rely entirely off of external power. So that way those are constantly working. And then maybe I can add in another heat exchanger. And then maybe, ooh, that's a little surprise there. Thankfully the laser turrets are working. But maybe we can add in another heating tower at some point. But before we get to those more mundane things, let's see if we can finish the prep for Loading a rocket. Ooh, rocket silo is already ready to go. In fact, do I need that? Yes, because I'll want it to automatically request stuff from the space platform. So, yeah, I'll leave that there for now, but I guess we don't technically need that. Oh, and that's wrong. I need to do uranium fuel cell filter. I bet you guys were screaming at the computer or monitor or whatever you guys are watching this on. Okay, so for science packs, I want to be sure that I don't get overproduction. So, because basically I don't want to lead to more spoilage. So we'll continue the line. I don't want any excess buffering of the science packs. But now we can find my platform. This is going to be the one for now that transports products, the science packs specifically, back to Navi's. So let's put this in. We'll label this from Gleba. We're just going to be requesting the science packs for now. We'll request just 200 for now. Because I don't have a whole lot. Oops, that got really small. So, is there anything else left to do? There's plenty of things left to do, actually. I do want to do a better job of defending this base before I leave the planet, so even though the rocket is ready to go, we are going to wait to depart probably until next episode. So thank you guys for joining me for episode 68. Our time left on Gleba is short, and we'll be moving on to bigger, hopefully better planets here soon. And I'll see you very soon for the next episode.